So, your big vision, and what has it got to do with content anyway? Well, that's what we're going to talk about in this video. And we are going to talk about your big goals and what they've got to do with your content. Now, you probably have a very fair idea of what your vision for the future is. If you haven't, though, it's a great time to sit down and ground those goals on paper. It's one thing having them in your head, but writing it down anchors them in and helps us get focused. In fact, research shows you are far more likely to reach goals that are written down than the ones that you don't. Okay, so once you've done this, the chances are your goals probably fit into three broad categories. So there are the financial based goals. So how much money you want your business to make. So this could be anything from an extra £1,000 a month to replacing your salaried income to wanting to create seven figures or beyond. Doesn't matter. But what are your financial goals? They might be mission-based goals. So this is about how you want to serve, the change you want to make in your little kind of corner of the world through your unique combination of knowledge, wisdom, skills, expertise, and perspective. In other words, your soul work. Or they might be lifestyle-based goals. So, we want our business to work around our lives, not the other way around. So what does this actually look like? So you can use those three prompts, your financial goals, your mission-based goals, and your lifestyle goals to help you build your big vision if you're struggling. But, at the end of it, it probably breaks, down into those three categories. So once you have that big vision, then it's time to think about the vehicles in your business that could help make this happen. So some examples of what these vehicles might be and what I mean by this is creating a product spectrum to enable you to have multiple streams of income, for example, or becoming a leading voice in your field so you can build your authority and become known for what you do. It could be a powerful lead generation system so you're consistently attracting new soulmate clients into your pipeline or funnel on autopilot. So how does this actually relate to content? Well, all these goals can be made possible through content, whether it's paid content, free content, or the supporting content that makes up the funnels that lead your customers to your products and services. Now, it doesn't matter if your big vision involves being a total content queen with a multi-channel mini media empire, or about keeping it small and simple with perhaps just a blog or a book funnel. They're both powerful strategies. But they are only powerful if you are intentionally creating content that moves you towards your goals. And if you want that to feel manageable and efficient, you need systems, processes, and playbooks in place that will help you do that with more ease, which is, of course, what we're talking about in this training. It also doesn't matter what stage you are at in your business journey. You could be a solopreneur doing it all, or you could be a business owner who already has some kind of help. But it doesn't matter if you're at the very start or you're a little bit further along your journey. Now is the right time to start implementing these things, these goals and strategies, so that you are scaling your business on firm foundations. So that's what it's all about. Okay, so let's talk about creating intentional content, and I'll give you an idea of what that might look like. Let's say one of your goals is mission-based and you want to become known for what you do. For this to happen, you need to reach more people, and they need to understand what makes you such an expert. That means visibility and authority building needs to be a focus of your content strategy. So ways in which you could do this include sharing your knowledge in webinars or sharing your expertise as a guest expert on other people's platforms, creating thought leadership through talks, or growing your credibility by writing a book. Consistently focusing on creating this kind of content when one of your goals is to grow your authority and become known for what you do would be very intentional. This is a strategy that lots of coaches and mentors have taken. Denise Duffield-Thomas, Lisa Lister, Carrie Green were all female mission-based entrepreneurs who didn't have a significant audience when they first wrote their books, for example, but knew that spending time on creating that content would help them achieve their goal of establishing themselves as an authority in their field. Let's take a different example. Let's say you have a mainly one-to-one business model and want to do less trading time for money. And so one of the vehicles you have chosen is to raise your monthly recurring revenue through passive and semi-passive income streams. There would be two ways that you could very intentionally create content for this to happen. The first and most obvious is that you need to create a product that you could sell and sell again. So this might be a course, a workshop, a video series, etc., a bundle of your best resources and workbooks. But what's equally important is that when you have a great product, you actually have an audience to sell to. And this is where social media followings are far less powerful than email subscribers. In fact, every single person on your email list equates to about $1 monthly revenue. It isn't the same with social media followers at all. So this means if you are looking to grow your business through low cost and passive income products and you have just 30 people on your list, you can probably expect to be making about $30 a month on recurring revenue. And that would be normal. It would be, you wouldn't be doing anything wrong. That would literally be a numbers game to do with the size of your email list. Success, whether that's financial, reputational, or lifestyle, it doesn't happen overnight or by accident, as you well know. And for most of the entrepreneurs you would know and admire, it has been intentional. And it is something your content marketing strategy, teamed with the systems and processes you're going to learn today, will help you create. So what other goals might your content have? Let's get some ideas of what content goals might be for you. If you've been through my content framework training, you'll know that each piece of content needs to serve a specific purpose. And there are 3 broad categories of content that you're usually sharing, whether it's know, like, and trust content, authority building content, or serving content. And you can include promotional content in this 3rd category as well, since sales is service. And one piece of content can straddle more than one category as well. Most people understand this and are implementing this to some extent, but each piece of that content is going to be far more powerful if it's helping you reach a specific content goal. So this can be done on the one hand through CTAs, calls to action, which is encouraging people to take specific action, like book a call or read this blog post, sign up to this freebie, comment below. And on the other hand, it ticks off the more subtle content goals of creating connection and nurturing your relationship with your audience. It's these things together that help to move your customer along your funnel towards your product or solution. And it's also getting really intentional with these content goals is going to help you move towards that kind of bigger vision that you have for your life and business. So what kind of goals could you have in your content? Well, here are a few other great content goals that might feed into your bigger goals. So demonstrate your expertise, by doing a tutorial video or something like that. Solving a problem for your ideal client. So this could be a how-to blog post or a how-to video. Number 3, strengthening your relationship with your ideal client, with your audience members. So you could do this by sharing your journey. Your journey story. Number 4, grow your list. So getting them to opt into your email list, because we're remembering that very interesting statistic that each email subscriber equals $1, and we're wanting to get them therefore onto our list. Know, like, and trust. So we could be growing this by sharing behind the scenes posts, telling stories from our lives, etc. Number 6, a great content goal could be helping our audience overcome objections. This is a massive thing, actually. There's always they're always looking for reasons not to buy. So therefore your content should be helping them overcome those reasons. And so you can do this by, maybe sharing facts, figures, statistics, testimonials about your work, etc. Number 7, talk about the benefits to educate them about your solution and what's in it for them. So you can illustrate the transformation that working with you or your products or services offer. You could do this through a case study, for example. Growing your audience, so reaching new people. So this is not just about subscribing to your email list, but it's reaching more people and growing your audience. So you could do this perhaps through kind of collaborations or by PR. And number 9, find out more about your audience. This is really important. They have to, to create connection and build a relationship and for them to feel like, you know them and you understand them and you're the person for them. We have to know them and understand what's happening for them. And so engaging with them and getting to know them and what they need is really important. And it also helps you to create free and paid content that they want now. Finally, number 10, a great content goal is, of course, to move them on to the next step. So CTAs, that actually get them to take action. So get on a call with you, buy a low cost offer, etc., etc. Okay, so now you understand why it's important to be so intentional and understand how the content you're creating is moving your business forwards, and that it starts by grounding your big vision onto paper. And so that's what I want you to do now before moving on. I want you to make sure that you have written down your big vision. You've really felt into, what are your financial goals? What are your mission-based goals? What are your lifestyle goals? And once you've done that, then I want you to move on to the next video where we're going to be talking about how to turn that vision, that big vision, into a master plan.